Hello and welcome to episode number 27 of WITM, where it's time for our first SmackDown exclusive pay-per-view Over the Limit here in the month of May. And as you can see, the Intercontinental will now be on the title. Wow. The Intercontinental Championship will now be on the line as Corey will take on AJ Styles for the Intercontinental Championship in a rematch of Extreme Rules that saw Corey defeat AJ Styles and become the Intercontinental Champion. We have several more title matches now, with Becky Lynch still getting a SmackDown Women's title opportunity against Eva Marie. Cesaro and Sheamus defending the SmackDown Tag Team titles against the Golden Truth. The aforementioned Corey versus AJ Styles Intercontinental title match, and immediately after that, AJ Styles will remain in the ring to defend his WWE Championship against Seth Rollins. Now, there are some major changes. I just got off the phone with Andrew. Of course, Andrew helps me come up with a lot of the major storylines and setups for WITM. And we came up with a few major changes, all of which we believe will improve the booking and realism of WITM. The first one, the one that led to these title matches being created, is we will no longer be utilizing the rivalry system. All the rivalries are cleared. The reason for that being is so that the booking will be improved. So we hopefully won't see any more like this past month where it was just me facing AJ Styles every week and Andrew facing Jack Gallagher every week. Now, we will still be concluding the current rivalries, so we are having Corey defend the Intercontinental Championship against AJ Styles, and we will have Andrew defend the Cruiserweight Championship at Payback 1 week from now against Jack Gallagher, and then that will conclude the storylines, and that will be the official end to the rivalry system. That should mean that the game will book title matches on pay-per-views properly now, as it has now for Over the Limit. And that should also mean that the booking will be more unpredictable and more exciting. We also have come up with a promotion and demotion system that makes more sense than the one we had in Season 2, where at the end of every 2 months, wrestlers at the bottom of the rankings will be demoted. Wrestlers at the top of the rankings will be promoted. So, at the end of every month, I'll explain it more once we actually get to that point. We'll actually be having our first promotions and demotions following Over the Limit here. But we'll be keeping track of the results of every single match. Yes, including the ones that do not involve members of WITM. At the end of every 2 months, or really at the end of every 2 pay-per-views, we will take a look at the rankings. Wrestlers that have been at the top of their respective rankings for 2 months in a row will move up. We'll have 2 mid-carders move up to the main event scene, and then vice versa. The 2 bottom, if they've been there for 2 months in a row, will move down to the mid-card. So mid-carders, in other words, people that only go for the U.S. or Intercontinental title, will move up to the main event scene and be able to go for the WWE or Universal title. Likewise, people from the main event scene that are struggling for 2 months in a row will move down and go for the Intercontinental or U.S. title instead. Also, the most struggling mid-carders, the most struggling tag teams, and the most struggling women at the end of every 2 months will move down to NXT. And likewise, the best wrestlers off of NXT, the top contenders for months, will move up and randomly go to either Raw or SmackDown. So how it will likely look is at the end of every 2 months, the top 2 ranked mid-card wrestlers will go to the main event scene, compete for main titles. The 2 bottom main eventers will go down to the mid-card and compete for the minor titles. The bottom tag teams of Raw and SmackDown will go down to NXT. The bottom women of Raw and SmackDown will go down to NXT. And the best mid-card wrestlers will move up to the main event. The best women, tag team, and singles wrestler of NXT will move up to either Raw or SmackDown. I know it's quite confusing now, but it should make sense once we actually have our first series of promotions and demotions. And the first one will be following it Over the Limit, where we will have promotions and demotions from the main event of SmackDown, the mid-card of SmackDown, and NXT. Before we do that, we have our in-ring action, of course, and it is the phenomenal AJ Styles getting his Intercontinental Championship rematch against the Holy Warrior Corey. And let's start the show. We may or may not get some kind of video package. Before we do start that, let me make absolutely sure I have the right arena set for Over the Limit. Okay, and I do. Alright, and let's get our first brand exclusive pay-per-view underway. SmackDown's Over the Limit. I know it's been... Alright, our first match is a non-title match. Roman Reigns versus Sami Zayn. And Roman Reigns picked up the victory. Our first title match Over the Limit is SmackDown Women's Champion Eva Marie versus Becky Lynch, the real-life SmackDown Women's Champion, in a tables match. And Eva Marie will retain. Eva Marie still SmackDown Women's Champion. We have a non-title match between Big Show and Jinder Mahal. Big Show, unsurprisingly, with the victory. We have Cesaro and Sheamus defending the SmackDown Tag Team Championships against the Golden Truth. And Cesaro and Sheamus still your SmackDown Tag Team Champions. We have Randy Orton versus Kane, non-title. And Kane pick up the victory. And now here we go. Our episode 27 match. The rivalry finally comes to a conclusion. Corey, in a rematch of Extreme Rules, Corey defends his Intercontinental Championship against the man he's defeated 3 times in a row on SmackDown, the phenomenal AJ Styles. Corey with definitely the momentum coming into Over the Limit, defeating Styles 3 times in a row, but who walk out of Over the Limit when it matters the most and with the title on the line, the Intercontinental Champion. Let's find out. Corey versus AJ Styles for the Intercontinental title at Over the Limit. And our song for this pay-per-view is Ride Insane by Sevendust.
Hold on to your seats. We have singles action coming up next.
This is going to be good.
We have a real fan favorite in a match for the record books.
Oh, man. I can't wait to see these two go at it.
The following champion versus champion contest is scheduled for one fall, and it is for the Intercontinental Championship.
Here we go. The singles match will not disappoint. I can guarantee you that.
You're right about that. Let's get it going.
Look at this. That's what a champion looks like.
And there you see a Intercontinental title on the line.
Introducing the challenger from Gainesville, Georgia, weighing in at 218 pounds, he is the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, the phenomenal AJ Styles. Introducing the champion from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, weighing in at 296 pounds, he is the Intercontinental Champion, Corey.
Oh, boy. Look at the gold. This should be an outstanding match.
Alright, so it's a rematch of Extreme Rules. We've seen this rivalry go on for quite some time. These two men cannot stand each other. They do not have
There's no other way
much respect for each other. And finally, this rivalry will conclude. AJ Styles went into WITM Season 3 with the very impressive accomplishment of being both WWE and Intercontinental Champion. Tonight, he could walk out with both titles or without both titles, as immediately after this match, he takes on Seth Rollins with his WWE Championship on the line. It can either be a very good night or a very bad night for AJ Styles. Now, for the last 3 weeks, Corey and AJ Styles have met on SmackDown in non-title matches, and each of those saw Corey with the victory. But
I think he has a big challenge in this one, trying to defend that Intercontinental Championship.
with the title on the line, will we see the same result, or will we see AJ Styles become a 2-time Intercontinental Champion? Corey with the arm drag, forcing Styles to the mat. Styles with a reversal. Stomp to the arm of Corey.
Great offense by AJ Styles.
Another stomp to the arm, and Styles wants Corey to his feet, and he will get to his feet. Punch by Styles.
This is great. This guy will try anything.
Reverse DDT.
Just look at this man. He's all business.
Knee to the face of Corey.
If he wants to win here tonight.
And Corey with a reversal. Stomp to the arm of Styles.
Oh, I think this man
And now slamming the head of Styles hard into the mat.
He was able to reverse that.
Reversal by Styles. Corey has been on an absolute roll so far in WITM Season 3. He has only lost one match, and it was his first match here in Season 3 when he took a loss to SmackDown Tag Team Champion Cesaro. So Corey, his overall was up by, I believe, 6, and Styles would love to not only recapture the Intercontinental Championship, but end Corey's very impressive winning streak.
He's got to be vigilant about not taking any more damage to the neck.
Set out DDT by Corey. Elbow drop to the back of Styles. And another.
He's sending a message to the entire
Forces Styles to his feet. Savior kick connects.
What a maneuver. That's how you put away an opponent. I love it.
Oh, man.
Is this going to lead to a title retention for Corey? No, Styles powers out at 2.
I don't know where he's finding the strength to stay in this one. Quick punch.
Punch to the face of Styles. Series of elbows to the face of Styles.
He has to be if he wants to win here tonight.
Styles back to his feet. Irish whip into the rope. Styles lands outside the ring. Corey is going to go outside as well. He raises his arms, gets the approval of the WWE Universe, and now makes his way over towards Styles. We can see that camera switch over. I love the new camera angle from outside the ring where you can actually see the action going on. And this is not a no DQ match, so countouts are in effect. Of course, Corey cannot lose the Intercontinental title by count out. Both men back in the ring. Corey's looking to finish this. He's thinking fall from grace.
Trying to put him away.
And it will connect. Corey goes for the cover. Does Corey remain Intercontinental Champion? That looked like a 3 count to me. The referee says no. This match will continue. That looked, I thought there that Corey picked up the victory, but this match continuing. And now AJ Styles taunting in the corner. Throw back to his allegiance with the Bullet Club, Ring of Honor New Japan in the corner with the 2. Sweet.
It's got to be hard to rebound from that one.
Slam by Styles. Roundhouse kick by Styles. Have to wonder how Corey will feel if he loses this match after what looks like a pinfall victory. Now Styles thinking phenomenal forearm. The momentum completely shifting in this match following that controversial pin attempt. Now Styles with the cover. And Corey powers out at 2. Styles again with the 2 sweet.
The slower and slower he is getting back to his feet. If he keeps this up, this one will be over in no time.
Irish whip into the corner.
He's delivering an old-fashioned
And
butt kick
neck breaker out of the corner. Forces Styles to his feet.
He's looking at it again.
Sleeper hold locks in. Can he make the number 1 contender to Intercontinental title as well as the WWE Champion tap or go to sleep?
And he powers out.
Now Styles able to turn over and break the hold.
It's a big fight feel here in this
Slam
arena.
by
The
Styles.
WWE Universe hanging on every move.
Targeting the leg of Corey.
The WWE Universe is loving this match.
Again, go back to that leg, this time with an elbow drop. Again with the 2 sweet in the corner.
Not a lot of spring left in his step right now.
Styles hoping that,
Styles is wreaking havoc again.
similar to his days as a member of the Bullet Club, in Ring of Honor in New Japan, he can dominate like those times.
The champ is just being
Powerbomb by Styles into a cover.
I think this is it.
And Corey is able to power out at 2. Styles
I believe that is the first time tonight.
moonsault off of the springboard off of the ropes.
This kind of
Stomp to the arm of Corey.
Yeah, you're right about that. He's made a name for himself with this.
The momentum has completely shifted in this match. The first half of the match saw Corey in control. Now it is the challenger AJ Styles in complete control. Styles coming off the ropes. And Zaguri
He's in no man's land here. He needs to be able to put things back together here.
goes for a cover.
There's the cover. Can he do it? Think he's got
Do we have a new Intercontinental Champion? No, at least not yet. Corey powers out at 2, and Styles asking himself, what's it going to do? What is it going to take, rather, to keep
Remember the
Corey
Intercontinental
down?
Championship's on the line.
And that's what makes this
Now
match
Styles
so
looking for the fireman's carry backbreaker, and that will connect.
He's just getting dissected.
Pile driver by Styles.
Here we go.
Very nearly we have a new Intercontinental Champion, but Corey's able to power out at 2.5.
Stay down.
And now Styles looking to put this away, likely thinking Styles clash.
Somehow, great counter.
But Corey's able to reverse.
He saw that one coming.
That could have spelled out a new Intercontinental Champion, but Corey, these two men know each other very well, and Corey were able to reverse Styles' clash.
The ref gets
Styles
absolutely
completely misses with the springboard
His body has to be broken
splash
right
and
now.
takes out the referee instead of Corey. The referee is down and out. Styles, it looks like looking for maybe a pin attempt, but the referee is out. Styles continues to attack. Now the referee is back and Styles will immediately go to the pin. And Corey powers out at 2. Stomp to the back of Corey.
AJ Styles
Elbow drop by Styles. Styles has been in complete control. Corey needs to get back on the attack and quick, or he will lose his Intercontinental Championship to AJ Styles. Styles stomping away at the head of Corey.
Another amazing singles contest. These two never cease to
And
entertain.
Zaguri by Styles.
When he gets going
Elbow
like
drop
this,
to the
they'll feel
leg.
better.
Forces Corey to his feet. Fireman's carry backbreaker. Connects.
When you're beat up, the last thing
Now,
you want to have to deal with is
Corey
this amount of
finally
power. Reversal.
able to reverse.
Oh, nice counter. And there's
Styles
the
reverses him. Roundhouse. Styles clash connects, and is this going to lead to a new Intercontinental Champion? Very, very nearly does, but still Corey able to power out. Styles spot out of stamina. That's this Corey's opportunity to get some offense then. It looks like it is. Now Corey goes for a pin. Styles powers out at 2. Going for the elbow strikes from the ground position. Bust open the challenger and WWE Champion Styles. Reversal by Styles. Reversal by Corey.
What a smart move. The champ just one step quicker.
Roundhouse kick by Corey.
Kicking right here. He drops the elbow.
Elbow drop by Corey. Stomp to the bloodied face of Styles. Elbow drop to the back. Reversal by Styles. Series of strikes by Styles, ending with a clothesline.
Championship on the line. Oh, you're right about that. Let's get this thing going.
And Corey reverses. Now Corey looking for the fall from grace. If this connects, Corey may remain Intercontinental Champion. And it will connect. Will Corey remain Intercontinental Champion? He will. Corey, your winner and still Intercontinental Champion. Alright, so it was a hard-fought battle for a while there. It looked like it was going to go AJ Styles' way, but Corey concludes the rivalry. Still Intercontinental Champion.
Finally, the main event. Singles action coming your way. We have one of the best talents on the roster to date versus a formidable opponent.
And now AJ Styles, beaten and bloody, it does not matter. He will stay right in that ring and defend his WWE Championship against the Architect Seth Rollins. No holds barred. Will it turn out to be a very bad night for AJ Styles, losing his Intercontinental title rematch and his WWE Championship? Styles will walk out of Over the Limit, still the Intercontinental, or still the WWE Champion, at least. Let's continue there. Alright, so now it is time. Probably sounded a bit complicated when I explained it earlier, but it is time for our first round of promotions and demotions. It has been about 2 months of SmackDown. We've had 2 pay-per-views featuring the SmackDown roster, and now it's time to see who is promoted, who's demoted, who stays, and who goes. Who just hasn't made the cut and showed themselves worthy of being a part of the SmackDown roster. Alright, so we'll start off with demotions from the main event scene of SmackDown. What two SmackDown main eventers have struggled and not showed themselves worthy of competing for the WWE Championship? And unfortunately, one of those men is Corey. Despite being the Intercontinental Champion, according to the game, he is not worthy of competing for the WWE Championship. So he will only be involved in matches that against people. So he will only be allowed to compete for the Intercontinental Championship, which he currently holds. As well as Sami Zayn will be moving down to the mid-card. Moving up, the two men on the bottom of the WWE Championship rankings. Moving up will be, okay, AJ Styles is already a main eventer, so is Finn Balor, and so is Sami Zayn. So we'll go with the next two that are not main eventers. That is Mark Henry and Kane. So Mark Henry and Kane move to the main event scene of SmackDown. They cannot compete for the WWE Championship. Corey and Sami Zayn will now only compete for the Intercontinental Championship rankings. Quite surprised to see Corey included when he's on, I believe, a 12-match winning streak. But apparently that is not enough to impress Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan. And enough for Corey to be considered for a WWE Championship opportunity down the line. Corey will have to prove himself as an Intercontinental Champion in order to get back in the main event scene. So Corey no longer eligible to become a WWE Champion. Same goes for Sami Zayn. He will only be going for the Intercontinental Championship now. Mark Henry and Kane will now be eligible to compete for the WWE Championship. Well, I guess Kane was already a competitor as well, so I believe the next person on the list was Rhino. So Rhino will get to compete for the WWE Championship now. Alright, so Mark Henry and Rhino up to the SmackDown main event. Corey and Sami Zayn down to the SmackDown mid-card. Now, what SmackDown tag team is on their way to NXT? Oh, I'm in completely the wrong thing here. It is going to be Beauty and the Man Beast going down to NXT. However, Rhino has been doing well singles-wise. So, as Andrew and I discussed, Rhino is not worthy of going down to NXT, so we will give Beauty and the Man Beast one more opportunity to move up in the rankings, because we know Rhino is doing well in singles wrestling. So the Ascension So it looks like the SmackDown Tag Team Division is safe. We will not have any demotions from the SmackDown Tag Team Division this month, since Beauty and the Man Beast is on the bottom, but Rhino is doing well. What about the SmackDown Women, who is on their way to NXT from the SmackDown Women? It is Summer Rae. So Summer Rae will have to go down to the NXT Women's Division and prove herself worthy of coming back to SmackDown Live. Summer Rae down to NXT. She struggled so far in the SmackDown Women's Division. And which SmackDown woman, or which NXT woman, is going to get an opportunity to move up? Or rather, we'll start off with the NXT singles wrestlers. First, we got to figure out which singles wrestlers. We need to figure out which singles wrestler from SmackDown is going to NXT, and it is Cesaro. However, he is one half of the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. So, by virtue of being a champion on SmackDown, Cesaro is safe, so we will have no demotions from the SmackDown men or tag team division. The only demotion down to NXT from SmackDown for this period will be Summer Rae going down to NXT. So which SmackDown woman, or NXT woman rather, wow, I'm really butchering this, is on her way to the main roster? Summer Rae automatically jumps to number 2, so unfortunately for Serena, she'll move down to number 3. And Aaliyah is on her way to SmackDown. Kind of a surprising choice there, but congratulations to Aaliyah, the first promotion in WITM Season 3 from the main roster, from NXT to the main roster. She will now join SmackDown Live. I believe she's a heel. Alright, so for Serena, for example, to make her way to NXT, she should either have an impressive reign as NXT Women's Champion or spend 2 months as the number 1 contender and take the spot of somebody from the main roster being demoted. Alright, so that was our first round of promotions and demotions and the conclusion of our first SmackDown pay-per-view. Our next event is Raw. Will we see Andrew in action? Also, forgot to mention, we will be returning to the system of rankings to help us determine rightful promotions and demotions. We will be returning to the former system that we used in ECW in Season 2 for rankings. That means that rather than relying on the game, who's does a terrible job handling rankings, we will do the system of a win moves you up 1 spot in the rankings. If it's against a champion, it moves you up 2 spots, and a loss moves you down in the rankings. So we'll keep track of the results of every match. Winners move up in the rankings, losers move down, as they should. Alright, so on Raw, apparently even without the rivalry system, the promo system is still in place. We have a rivalry from Baron Corbin, or a promo from Baron Corbin. Well, I'm really butchering here. Then we have Asuka versus Natalya, Bray Wyatt versus Darren Young, Gallows Anderson versus Enzo and Cass, Sasha Banks versus Naomi, Bayley versus Paige, Brock Lesnar versus Jack Swagger, and the AA Hardcore Cruisers in the main event. They are going to be taking on The New Day, represented by Big E and Kofi Kingston, and of course they'll be accompanied by Xavier Woods. Alright, so we'll go ahead and actually we'll do that in the next episode, but starting with this Raw, we will be keeping track of every match, keeping tabs of the results at the end of every week. So following every velocity, we will adjust the rankings based on the winners and losers from that week. Alright, so that is going to do it for episode number 27 of WITM. Until then, this is Corey, signing off.